Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you guys again. Today, I thought I would share with you a little bit of information from Fidelity's annual financial resolution study. They've done this for about 16 years, and it just kind of gives you an idea of what other people are thinking. And I think it'd be one of those things where you could consider whether the things that other people have on their minds from a financial standpoint are in line with some of the things that you may have in mind. So I thought this would be a little interesting to share a little bit of this. And again, this is 2025 financial resolution study. Don't know what you feel about resolutions, but regardless, I think it does give us some indication that of what other people are thinking. So here we go. The key findings. 2025 expected to be the year of living practically. The year of living practically. Not exactly sure what that means, but it sounds like it may be referring to people really deciding that they have to make some hard decisions about how they're going to spend their money. So maybe they're realizing that wishing and hoping isn't going to get it done, and they have to put a plan in place to help them reach their financial goals. Don't know if that's the case or not, but so that's the first key finding. The second key finding is 65% are considering a financial resolution. Period. So I guess that's positive. That 65% of the people that they surveyed were at least considering uh, making a financial resolution. See, the third one, Americans resolving to save more money. Wow. That is encouraging. That is encouraging. We don't do a great job of that. Now, obviously, you can't put everybody in the same category, but um, on a macro level, we tend to not do a great job of that. So, Americans resolving to save more money are more focused on short term savings goals in the coming year, more concerned about short term savings goals rather than long term goals, which is a shift from last year. So and that's really, if you think about it, that is, I think, the order. If you had to pick one to start out with, um, make sure you take care of those short term goals, which I think another word for one of those short term goals is an emergency fund. Build up 3, 6 months, a year, whatever you want to do, build up an emergency fund. It would be considered a short term goal. It could be other things like something you want to purchase that you want to pay cash for. You want to save up for that thing so that you don't have to use debt. That's a possibility. So that's the third overall key finding. So the fourth key finding is unexpected expenses top the list of financial concerns. Unexpected expenses, i.e., those things that you hear preached about that an emergency fund can help you get over. So let's finish it here. Unexpected expenses top the list of financial concerns for the year ahead. That's 38%. Not surprising then that 79% of respondents plan to build up their emergency fund. There you go. There it is right there. 79% of respondents plan to build up their emergency savings. That is awesome. Now, again, as with any resolution, you still got to keep it. You still got to do what it takes to get it done, but at least people are thinking about it. So it says the top three financial resolutions remain consistent year over year. Listen to this. They don't change. 43% said it's saving more money, as I mentioned earlier. 73%. The second top resolution is paying down debt. Imagine that. That's 37%. So 43% want to save more money. 37% want to pay down debt, and 31% wants to spend less money. Those are like three of the basic principles of financial literacy: save more money, pay down debt, and spend less money. If you think about it, you can save more money if you spend more money. If all we do with our money is buy whatever we want, whenever we want it, whether it makes any sense to us or not, or whether we have to go in debt to do it. That is the stuff that keeps us, or um, limits our ability to save and invest more money. So the top three, they remain the same year after year after year. Those things don't change. And then they had a couple of them here. It says resolutions to watch. 24% have emergency savings at the top of their list. 24% emergency savings, and 79% looking to build up their emergency fund. That's kind of like I mentioned before. So that's pretty interesting. Some, like I said, some things don't change. And you know what? I was thinking the other day, for the most part, we really do know what to do to get ourselves in better financial shape. We really know what to do. It is very, very simple, but it's not always very, very easy, because our emotions tend to get in the way. Our emotions are powerful. In our lives, we have made some terrible decisions because we made emotional decisions. And we have to train ourselves to not let our emotions get the best of us. You're not having a good day. You figure, you know what, this is a good day to go buy a dress that I can't afford. Man, this has been a rough day at work. I think I'm going to go buy this, buy that. But that's that. As I said, the easy part is knowing what to do. The harder part is actually executing it, despite the emotional tug on our hearts to do something that we know we shouldn't do. And we have to, it takes discipline just like anything else. It takes discipline. I mean, I can't think of many times I've said, man, I'm just going to lay off the fried foods. I just want to lay off the fried foods. 2 or 3 days, I'm killing it. I am, man, I don't want that. I don't want that. Mess around and walk through the mall one day and smell something. And here I go. Again, I had the greatest intention. And we all do that in certain areas of our lives. We all do that. Um, but it's important that we get control of those emotions when it comes to our financial well-being. We have to discipline ourselves to do those things that may not feel great, may not be something that's particularly fun to us at the moment, but it is one of those things that will pay off if we can just delay a little bit of gratification for a little while, but not forever. Not forever. It doesn't have to be that you're going to totally deny yourself of anything you want, anything you crave forever. That's not the case at all. But it is often necessary to delay that immediate gratification. So we exchange something good for something that's great. That's it. And I think and it's always a trade off. There's a trade off in everything we do. I mean, there is a trade off. We're talking about finances here, right? The Financial Deviant channel is primarily about money and doing wise things with our money, in order to grow our wealth. And but there's always a trade off in investing. You want that ultra high returns. Very often that comes with more risk. There's nothing free. There is nothing free. If we want the opportunity for super returns that exceed the market or outperform the market, that's going to require more risk. And as I've said before, personally, I don't really care about more risk. I just want whatever the returns the market has to throw at me. And I'm okay with that because most people, as I've said before, regardless of who they are or how intelligent they may sound, most people do not have the ability to outperform the market year after year after year. And it's been proven year after year after year. Uh, you're talking about everything is a trade off. Think about people who have the ability or have the connections to invest in some kind of um, upstart, high tech company because they know somebody. But very often, those venture capitalists they require a significant amount of money. Now you can make significant profits off of that, but you can also lose absolutely everything that you've given. You go into it with that. So again, there's a trade-off in everything we do. Very few exceptions. So anyway, let's see what else we've got here in this Fidelity study. Um, what is this right here? Okay. Um, in the 2025 Outlook, it says most Americans agree, and it's 80% of people that they surveyed said having a financial plan in place can help to better deal with the unexpected. Boom, there you go. No joke. Again, easier said than done, but we have to be determined to do what we know is best for us and our families. 80% agree that having a plan makes it easier for you to overcome the unexpected. 79%, as I said before, this is repeat, plan to build up their emergency fund. 78% learn to practice mindful spending and saving habits. What do you know? I didn't even know it was going to say that. Mindful spending, not just spending all willy nilly. Um, so much to the point where you actually sacrifice your future financial well being because you want to buy what feels good now. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's see the basics of a strong financial plan. Those who kept their financial resolutions in 2024 were successful because the top three reasons. The financial goal was clear and specific. We've all heard about SMART goals, right? You can't have a squishy goal. It needs to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable. What is it? Repeatable. I don't think that's correct, but they have to be specific goals so that you will know whether or not you met it or not. That's one of the basic principles of goal setting, is it needs to be specific. So 27% say that they were successful because it was realistic. There you go. And easy to maintain over the long term. You ever put something in place where you might be able to do it one time, but as far as doing it consistently over time, it becomes more and more difficult. But these people say their plans were successful because they were realistic and easy to maintain over the long term. That was 27%. And the third one, 27% said they met their 2024 resolution because it felt good to make progress. So they stuck with it, celebrating the small victories. It felt good to make progress, and it does feel good to make progress. If you think about it, it does not feel good to not really have a clear picture of where you are financially. You're just moving around, bumping around in the dark. And I've said before, one of the reasons that people don't like to dig into the details of their spending because they really don't want to know. It can be sobering. It can be sobering when you dig into the details and realize how much money you're wasting on stuff that's of very little value, and certainly not something that's going to pay off for you down the road. Certainly not an asset that's going to pay you down the line. It can be sobering, and I firmly believe that's one of the reasons some people don't really want to dig into it because they'd rather be, I don't want to be offensive, fat, dumb, and happy. They'd rather just not know, live life. Hey, YOLO, you only live once. I'm gonna do my thing right now, and Tomorrow will worry about itself. Will take care of itself. And it's surprising how many people that have that mentality. But I just think we have to be responsible with with our finances. It's a very important piece of our life. It's not our whole life, but it is a very important piece of our life to do everything we can to get that part of our life in order. It is a wonderful feeling to see progress. It's an amazing feeling to see progress. And I've said to people before, I mean, I can remember feeling like, "Oh, okay, this is really going to happen. I'm getting rid of all this debt, and I see surplus as a result of getting rid of all that debt." If you've got 20, 30, 40, 50% of your income going towards servicing debt, that when you realize that's what you're doing, it'll stop you in your tracks. And so when you start whittling away at that stuff and starting to see surplus without making more money, uh, let's not even talk about if you happen to start making more money while you're whittling away at that debt. That's the best of both worlds. So um, I like that. It felt good to make progress, so they stuck with it. Take note of those small victories. Very, very, very important. This is a pretty good survey. A lot of information here. A lot of things I would guess these people who were surveyed probably share with some of you. I mean, um, here's a financial resolution is one place to start. It says 2/3 of Americans believe they'll be better off in the new year. It said, what motivates them to make a financial resolution? Number one, greater peace of mind. Wow. Greater peace of mind. A large percentage of Americans are worried about inflation, about paying down debt, about emergencies and their ability to deal with emergencies. Uh, but yeah, greater peace of mind is a motivation for sure. Uh, Another motivation is living a debt free life, 51%. Yeah, that's cool. Another one, eliminating financial worry due to unforeseen expenses, 39%. So those are things that, uh, you know, financial literacy is really, it's a math problem that we need to try to figure out, but it also is an emotional um, issue. It's an emotional connection that we can't get rid of. And one of the ways we can um, put ourselves in a better frame of mind, quite frankly, is working hard just for a short period of time to get things in order, pay down the debt, and so that you can feel this greater peace that these folks are talking about. So you can eliminate some of the worry um, because of unforeseen expenses. So I think this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Thought I'd share this with you guys. Pretty interesting survey. But I got to tell you, a lot of this stuff here is not shocking. It's not new. It's nothing that you probably haven't heard or thought about before. But all it is to it now is just to go out and do it. Let's just go and do what we know to do, despite how it makes us feel at the time. The cool thing is, once you start to make those little pieces of progress, um, that emotional uplifting will motivate you to continue going, to continue moving. So hope you guys enjoyed that. This was pretty interesting to me, and I wanted to share it with you. As I said, so what are you planning to do in the new year? What's your plan? What's your major concern? What are you worried about? What's keeping you up at night from a financial standpoint? Develop a plan and let's attack it. That's the only way it's going to get fixed. It's you and it's me in charge of making the best decisions we can make to put ourselves in a better financial situation. All right, guys. See you next time.